Look at how to send an email using the SMTP protocol. So for this demonstration, we'll use an SMTP server which is running on the local host and connect to it. So if you notice, the SMTP server actually greets us with its version. So now if you remember, the first thing which we had to do is introduce ourselves to the SMTP server using the hello command. Let's say we type in falsely that we are actually securitytube.net's email server. If you notice, it actually greets us now saying pleased to meet you and even dumps a list of enhanced commands which are available. For this demonstration, we'll just stick to the basic commands which we saw in the presentation before. So now we actually send it a command saying mail from and falsely say that it is Vivek at securitytube.net who's actually sending the email. Now if you notice, the SMTP server says sender is okay, so there is no problem with the sender field. In the next step, we actually say that this mail is destined for using the receipt to command to root at localhost, and it also says the recipient is okay. So basically now we have to type in the data. So now the SMTP server says that you can start entering the email and end with a dot on a line by itself when you're done with the email. So what spammers generally do is that they add a lot of headers to make the email look as legitimate as possible, such as the date header, the from header, the to header, the subject header, so on and so forth. We'll just add the subject header for this demonstration. Say hi, right? And then we type in the real mail. Now we type dot on a single line and basically send the mail. So now the SMTP server accepts the email for delivery and probably it's even sent it out. So if you notice, the final step is actually going to be quit, but before that, just to kind of recapitulate, we use the hello command to introduce ourselves. Then we actually use the mail from command to basically note from whom this mail is for. Then we use the receipt to command to tell the send mail server for whom this mail is actually destined to. And then we use the data command to actually enter the email. Once we finished entering, we actually just use dot on a single line, and then finally now we are about to quit. Now if we actually type in the mail command, you will notice that one mail has arrived and the subject of the mail is hi, right? Now let's look at this mail, and you will notice that the entire mail which we sent has actually been delivered. Let's quit the email client. So in this video, as we've seen that how trivial it is to use the SMTP protocol to send out spurious emails. Now, even though in the demonstration localhost has been used, this almost pretty much applies to any host on the internet. The only difference being that before you contact that host, you need to find out the MX record for that host. For example, let's say that as a spammer, someone would want to send a spam to gmail.com. Then the first step is actually to use a utility like dig. Say that you need the mail exchanger for gmail.com. And then you get a huge dump basically of the dig command. But the important section here basically is the email servers which are listed here in the answer section. So if you notice, we've been given choice of around 5 email servers here. And then this is the IP address of those email servers. So interestingly, if we just take one of these IP addresses and try and connect to port 25, we'll actually notice that we have arrived at the email server of google.com, right? MX or mail exchanger of google.com. And pretty much all these steps which you've discussed follows, but I would strongly advise against trying a demonstration against a public server such as Gmail or Yahoo. It is always better to try out all the demos against localhost. Well, that's all for this video. Thanks a lot. In the next series just to add here, we will look at how to automate the procedure of sending emails. Once again, thank you. Hope you liked the video.